You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports, we connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me. First, there are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or a plan to save you money. I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. A lot of stuff to celebrate on here today. Some of them, they make me a little bit nervous. National Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day. Having beaten anorexia becomes problematic for me. I see a dietitian and I run the other way. For many, many years, I've been on the seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. Yeah, I'm sure you probably heard that one before many, many times. National Oregon Day. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Proofreading Day is one of my biggest weaknesses. Thank goodness I've got some friends that help do proofreading for me. Even when ironically enough, even when we do our lunch and learns and some of the other public speaking things I do, if I have a PowerPoint, more often than not, somebody's going to find an error that I've made in the PowerPoint from not proofreading. It's just not my cup of tea. I wonder if ChatGPT, will that proofread for me, Josh? Do you think I can get that one done? Okay, so I don't even understand how to use that ChatGPT. I've done a couple things in there. I guess you're supposed to be able to tell it length and what your perspective is on something. Am I pro, or what's my personal opinion, pro or con? I don't know. But again, I just do it and wing it later on. But something, having beaten anorexia, I don't know if the nutritionists are going to say what they're going to say about this. Today's National Peanut Cluster Day. And yes, I do enjoy peanut clusters. In fact, I'm going to have to take and share that slide, Josh, on everything we do, because maybe it'll get some hints to some folks that maybe they need to go. C's makes a great milk chocolate peanut cluster. I'm just throwing that out there, and C's milk chocolate peanut clusters are, they're good for us. Well, they help you beat anorexia anyway. Should we take a look and see what the markets are doing today? It's been a wild ride. So the markets, they were down a lot yesterday. They're down a little bit today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 80 points. The S&P 500 is up 5.73. NASDAQ's up 47. Oil's down $1.20 a barrel. And we see Jerome Powell is back speaking again he's at the House of Representatives. He spoke to the Senate yesterday and the House of Representatives today. So watching that one. Hey, did you catch this one? I didn't see everything that went on with it. Chuck Schumer's in the news today. Chuck Schumer.
Such an idiot.
Yeah.
Such an idiot.
So did you catch this at all? So Tucker Carlson 2 nights ago showed the tapes of what happened at the Capitol on January 6th. He just played the tape. And Chuck Schumer is upset about it, saying that he lied to his audience. Now, when you play a tape for me and I watch the video myself, how is that lying to me? The little bit of Tucker Carlson that I saw the second night, again, he played tapes and he interviewed somebody that the January 6th Commission did not interview. It was the gentleman that was in charge of securing the Senate side of the chamber. He worked for the Capitol Police for 22 years. Wonder why the January 6th Commission didn't interview this gentleman. But I found it very ironic that Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, none of them wanted this video to be shown to the American people. Whenever I see Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell agreeing on something, I hold my wallet, hold my nose, and wonder why. So just throwing that in there. Unbelievable that that's just the way it is. But the bottom line is you got to start asking questions about some of these things. Why is it that they're so eager to be on the same side on this issue? I don't get it, but I wonder. I just watch some of these things. You know, what else is going on in the world today? I don't know if we might have a short opening today because I've got a big discussion for you. And I want to make sure we have plenty of time for it. I want to make sure that we have time to get you all the information you need on a plan to retire on $18,000 a month. No 401k, no IRA, no taxes. We like no taxes. In fact, we're going to be doing a seminar on the 31st about no taxes. Our friend Todd Halterman is going to come and chat with us about how to disinherit the IRS from real estate and business transactions. We're going to talk to Todd about that at a very exclusive event. If you want an invitation on it, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And as always, let's get to what we have for today. When we come back, what are we going to chat about? Well, we're going to chat about this whole methodology. We're going to talk about things sellers need to know this spring, and our friends at Visit Anaheim. They've got a whole host of things for us to do this weekend, so we're going to talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. And I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs, the products. You just need to make the call. 100% financing is available from our friends at Geneva Financial. You got to qualify. It's a program. It's one of the many that Geneva has. So even for if you're not a veteran, obviously veterans always get 100% financing. USDA generally get 100% financing. But Geneva's got a program for the average Joe. 100% financing. You got to just give us a call. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. 30-year conforming loans, they were up yesterday, 6.776. Jumbo loans were down yesterday, 6.673. FHA loans were up yesterday, 6.601. USDA loans, again, those are for the rural areas with no down payment generally. 6.655 was up yesterday. And the best loan on the market, that is the 30-year VA loan. That one was up yesterday at 6.46. I have no idea how many points were paid or received to get these prices. It just tells us those are the rates that OBMMI shows is locking yesterday on average. So, and they have a big market share, so they've got a good handle on what really is happening. So let's take a look. The 10-year Treasury right now down 2 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities, the bond is down 9 basis points. It was up earlier in the session, but it's down right now. Why? Well, we got the ADP jobs report that came out this morning, and they released again. They have 25 million records that they follow. And they're showing that there were 242,000 job creations in the month of February, stronger than the 200,000 expected, although January was revised higher by 13,000 from 106 to 119. Looking at sectors, leisure and hospitality led the gains once again. But those gains, how long can they continue? During COVID, there were roughly 10 million leisure and hospitality jobs lost. And we've been adding around 100,000 each month during the recovery. We're now close to getting back to trend pre-pandemic, which means there may not be much more in the way of job gains from the sector that has been adding the most. ADP also reported that annual pay for job stayers increased 7.2% year over year, down from 7.3% in the previous report. Job changers saw an average increase of 14.3%, down from 14.9%, but it's down 1.1% from originally reported number of 15.4 last month before revisions. The slowing of wages increases is helping bonds a little bit today. Small businesses lost 61,000 jobs. Mid-sized businesses gained 148,000 jobs. Large businesses gained 160,000 jobs. The Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for last week, showing that purchases rose 6.6% last week and are now down 4.44% year over year. Interest rates increased from 6.75 to 6.79. Again, this is last week's numbers, which is 3% higher than this time last year when rates were closer to 3.79. Refinances were up 9.4% last week and are down 76% from this time last year, down 76%. Ow! Oh, boy. By the way, about 90% of outstanding mortgages are under 5% and 70% are below 4% interest rates. So that's a big reason why some of these numbers are coming out where they're coming out. We also saw the job opening and labor turnover report came out today. That's also known as the JOLTS report, tracks the monthly change in job openings, was reported at 10.824 million for the month of January, which just was above expectations at 10.5 million and lower than last month's unrevised report of 11.012. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial when you're ready for that next home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's get on with a little bit of a workshop here today. A plan to retire on $18,000 per month, no 401k, no IRA, and probably no taxes as well. I am not a tax expert. I do not have a CPA license. I'm not an enrolled agent. I don't give tax advice, but I understand the questions that you need to ask your tax people. So let's start looking at this investment, because in order to do what I'm going to share with you, you have to be looking at an investment group. What is the investment group? Let's talk about investments first. So let's consider, how much would you deposit in an investment with the following characteristics? First, you can determine the amount of monthly contributions and length of time for each of the contributions to continue. Okay, I get to determine how long. Okay. You can pay more than the minimum monthly contribution, but not less. Okay, so I got some limitations coming on here. If you attempt to pay less, the financial institution keeps all of the previous contributions, so you lose your money. Don't like that. The money is in the account is not liquid. If I have an emergency, if I step off a curb, get hit by a bus, I can't get the money back. The money deposited in the account is not safe from loss of principal. So not only can I get my money back, I can lose the principal too. Each contribution is made to the account results in less safety of principal. So the more money I put in there, the less safe my money is. The money deposited in the account earns no rate of return. So I put the money in, I can't get the money out. It doesn't grow. It doesn't get doesn't grow. I'm not liking this one so far. Your income tax liability increases with each new contribution. Wait a second, we're looking for something that's tax advantaged, and I'm talking about here, the income tax liability increases? When the plan is fully funded, there is no income paid out to the investor. If I pay the whole thing and I don't get any money out, and it's not liquid, I don't know about this investment type. I think that this sounds like something that maybe I want to stay away from. Maybe this isn't so exciting. Ow! All right, so I think we might want to look for something. Do we want something different than that? And you know it's Ron Siegel Radio, so I don't like giving you all these things and say, well, I don't know the answer. So maybe we want to go with this kind of an investment that I'm going to tell you about right now. Here's what I like. I like investments that are liquid. I can get my money if I need it. I get hit by that bus and I can't go to work. I want my money. I want something that's safe. Maybe it's guaranteed or insured. This is sounding even better. What kind of rate of return can I likely get? How about somewhere between 2% and 13%, but never less? Ooh, I like that one. And are there any tax benefits? I like tax benefits. So we're going to look at something that's in almost all cases, there are no taxes involved. Now, that's already going to give you 40% benefit for most people. This is California, so it might be a little more than that. But it's already going to give you about a 40% benefit if you don't have to pay taxes. Think about some of these concepts. Do you like that idea where you don't have to pay taxes on it? Or potentially you don't have to pay taxes, or you can defer the taxes? I like those parts. I like transactions or investments where we don't have, I get called all the time with people that are dealing with taxes. And unfortunately, they don't listen to Ron Siegel Radio enough, because I'm always telling you that, hey, you know something? Be careful of the tax situation. You have to do your taxes in November. You report them in the first part of the year. Now, I know Orange County, you can go to May 15th this year, but it's April 15th generally. But the bottom line is you want to be able to plan your taxes. It's tax planning. That's the important part. So when you use a strategy like I'm going to share with you, the bottom line here is you got benefits. Now, in addition to me not being a tax advisor, so I don't give tax advice, I tell you the questions to actually ask your tax advisors. I am not a financial advisor. I used to have my licenses at Merrill Lynch, Series 7, 66, life insurance. Had all those over at Merrill Lynch decades ago. I do not have them any longer, so I'm allowed to tell you these things that I'm going to tell you today because a lot of the regulatory agencies don't like this. Why? Because they don't trust you. They figure that if you know some of these strategies that I'm going to tell you, instead of following all of the strategy, you're going to go halfway, and then you're going to be upset because you end up losing all your money. So, what are the investments that we're talking about here? And again, I'm not suggesting this for you. I'm telling you, call your financial advisor. If you don't have one, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I will put you in touch with somebody that understands the strategies that I will share with you when we come back. We're going to also talk about 2 things sellers need to know this spring. And On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Gotta love it when you come back from a break and you just have a sip of water and all of a sudden you get the hiccups. I don't know about that when you're trying to speak. It's not fun. But in any event, the real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Great tool. Go check it out. It doesn't cost you anything. No advertising, no obligation, none of that. 2 things sellers need to know this spring. A lot has changed over the past year, and you might be wondering what's in store for the spring housing market. If you're planning to sell your house this season, here's what real estate experts are saying you should keep in mind. Number 1, houses that are priced right are still selling. Houses that are updated and priced at their current market value are still selling. Jeff Tucker, senior economist at Zillow, says, quote, sellers who price and market their home competitively should not have a problem finding a buyer, unquote. The need to price your house right is so important today because the market has changed so much over the past year. Danielle Hale, chief economist at Realtor.com, explains, quote, with a smaller pool of buyers today and more competition from other homes on the market, home sellers will likely need to adjust their price expectations in the market this spring, unquote. While this spring housing market is different than last year's, sellers with proper expectations who lean on a real estate expert for the best advice on pricing their house well are still finding success. And that's great news if you're thinking about selling. Number 2, buyers are still out there as mortgage rates have risen and remain volatile. Some buyers have pressed pause on their plans. But there are still plenty of reasons people are buying homes today. Lisa Sturdivant, chief economist at Bright MLS, spells out the mindset of today's buyers, quote, for some buyers, higher mortgage rates simply means buying a home is out of the question unless home prices fall. For others, higher mortgage rates will be a hurdle, but ultimately will not keep them from getting back into the market after sitting on the sidelines for months, unquote. That's why, if you're interested in selling your house this spring, it's helpful to work with a real estate agent who can help connect you with those buyers who are ready to purchase your home. Now, if you want to help move your property quicker, 60% of the new homes, the companies that build new home builders, 60% are offering seller concessions on their properties. 60%. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that these are the people that are doing this all day, every day. You have one home to sell. You have probably not done this in the last 6 to 10 years, maybe more, and you're trying this out. What concessions are you offering? Do you understand what concessions are? rsrbuydown.com. rsrbuydown.com. That is a tool that you can use to learn. It's a buy down guide. This helps you to get more money for your property. If you were able to go and get your agent to check with our team, and we can help create all kinds of documents for you that show, how much better it is. I mean, you can help the buyer $650 a month on I think a $500,000 loan, something like that, by doing a buy down. And you're using money to bring down the payments. So you keep the purchase price of the home higher, use some of that money to bring down the payments. RSR buy down shows you how to do that. RSR buy down. Again, that'll show you how to do that. Now, we've gone through and done some of these things. And if you're a buyer, I'm going to look and see if I can find this real quick. But I think the name that we used for this is RSR two-step. I think that's what the URL is RSR two. Josh, can you test that and see if I got that right? RSR2step.com. RSR2step.com. What is this? This is a 5 reasons that you should. I'm sorry, it's not RSR top 5. I know we have an RSR two-step. RSR top 5. Do we have an RSR top 5 also? Is that one? Okay. RSR top 5. Top 5 reasons to buy a home today. So think about that one. That's also, if you're questioning whether you should buy or not, RSR top 5 is a good resource for you. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Back to our workshop. So I was telling you about the characteristics of the right investment, my opinion, not giving you investment advice. It's liquid, it's safe, guaranteed or insured. What rate of return can I likely get? And it's got some tax benefits. What am I talking about? Indexed universal life insurance. Very, very specialized product. And you got to get it from the right source because not every one of the products works the same way. Indexed universal life insurance. Why do I like this? Well, the last time I checked, and again, I don't sell the product, so I don't have all the latest data. You could not lose your money. Or it's not guaranteed, but it's insured. So on this product, your return is going to be a minimum of 2%. Now, that's the good side of it. The quasi downside is if the market goes crazy, you're limited to 13%. Or when I looked at it last, you were limited to 13% on the upside. I like 13% because that means your money is doubling every 5 to 6 years. What you do is you take 72 divided by 13. That'll tell you how often your money doubles. Do a little easy math. 72 divided by 12. If it was 12, means 12%. That means your money would be doubling every 6 years. You can work it the other way also. This also tells us that our money doubles every 10 years if we get a 7.2% return on investment. Why do I say 7.2? Number one, it makes it easy to figure it out. Number two, over the last 30 years, these have averaged about 8% return. 30 years. So when you get a 30-year number or history, I like that because it gives us an indication of what the future may hold. Remember, we've talked about this many, many times about Orange County, California, and I frequently will go to the 60-year or 63-year return on investment for Orange County, California. Why? Because I know over time that's a good number. So if we look at that 63 years, real estate is appreciated in Orange County, California by 5.35%. That's why I use that number. So let's get back to our discussion here and let's figure out where we're going with it. So those are the characteristics of the investment. Now, how do we make the investment work? How does it function? Well, you might ask, that is a good question. I like the question. So what do I do? How do we deal with this? How do we get started in it? So this is a real story. I actually used the numbers from this from a friend of mine or an acquaintance or a client way back. We did this 10 years ago, and I just happened to use some of these numbers. So he had a property that we were able to refinance at that time. And again, I'm going back about, 13, 15 years, something like that. So we took the numbers and we said, okay, in fact, I'm going to change one of them in here right now because I'm going to update it just a little bit. So here's the issue. He had a property that was appraised at $630,000. We liberated $126,000. What does that mean? We did a cash out refinance and took $126,000 out of that property. And we put it into a investment vehicle like this. Again, hypothetical scenario is what I'm talking about right here. Take that $126,000, put it into this investment program. Remember, we are dealing with a tax-advantaged investment. We used a 7.2% return on his investment. Remember, I told you, because that way I know that it doubles every 10 years. We did a 5.35 was the appreciation on the real estate. Because remember, the appreciation is on the total value of the property, not on the balance of the mortgage. So let's move right along. Now, I didn't do the amortization on the mortgage. I probably should have, but I just left the mortgage the same as far as the balance there. Because remember, as we pay down the mortgage over time, that balance is going to be less, so we could borrow even more money. And you might say, Ron, well, you like borrowing because you lead a lending team. Of course I lead a lending team. And of course, borrowing is how we make money. But this is how you make money. It's not about me. So let's go with this number, $630,000 in year one. We're going to just hold a firm mortgage balance for the first 5 years at $504,000. Remember, you're making payments, so it's going to go down. But here we go. That investment of that $126,000 grows to $178,000 after 5 years. Okay, you're not excited. But the property's appreciated to $817,000, and we're going to liberate another $150,000 from that property. Now we've got $352,000 in that separate account. Again, that's growing at, it's going to be growing at 7.2%. So we understand our numbers here, right? So property, again, appreciating at 5.35%. We go down 10 years, and we're at $1,060,000 on the value of the property. We're going to liberate another $194,000, and now we've got just short of $500,000 after 10 years in that separate account, $498,420 that continues to grow. Okay, we roll right along. Let's go into year 15. We've got a property value of $1,376,761. But now we're going to take a mortgage out on that of $1,101,000 because we're liberating another $252,000. And now we've got $981,000 in that side account, growing. It continues to grow. After 20 years, okay, we've got a property value of $1,786,000. Our mortgage balance is now $1,429,000. Again, I haven't been amortizing, taking the money that's paying it down. Doesn't pay it down a huge amount because the mortgage is always within the first 5 years. We're always pulling money out. So we're always in that first 5-year period. But we just liberated another $327,884. $327,884. But we've got $1,746,883 in our investment account. Think about that. That's almost $1,300,000, almost $1,325,000 in that investment account. Think about how our money is growing. We are growing dramatically. Year 25, we've got a property value of $2.3 million. Just think back 25 years out. If you're not that old, ask mom and dad. What was the house they live in worth 25 years ago? you'll see that these numbers are not a stretch because we're just using 63-year history. Got a mortgage balance of $1.8 million. We've just liberated $425,494. And we've got $2.9 million. $2.9 million in that side account. This is compounding. Remember, that's the value of compounding. Now we go to year 30. Now, at my age, I'm just about ready to kick the bucket. Josh, he's just getting ready to go into the golden years. If you're young, that's where these benefit. 30 years. We've got a $3 million property, a $1.8 million mortgage. We've got $4.76 million in the side account. $4.76 million in that side account. What are you going to do with it? We'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back on the town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim, and we're going to also get into what are we going to do with $4.7 million? And is that $1 million in equity in our house? Maybe it's $1.2 million in equity in our house. We're going to talk about that. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at RonIsMyLender.com. That's RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit RSRNoDebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, RSRNoDebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. RSRNoDebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to RSRNoDebt.com. RSRNoDebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim, one of my favorite segments every week. On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim. We give you a major event of the week, a romantic event of the week, and a family event of the week. Not we, Visit Anaheim tells us about what's going on. So the major event of the week, Golden Years Vintage Market. The Golden Years Vintage Market is returning to the Anaheim Packing District's Farmers Park on Saturday, March 18th and Sunday, March 19th. This free event will feature some of the best finds in vintage clothing, housewares, vinyl records, and accessories. Everyone is invited to shop and get groovy from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Golden Years Vintage Market. The romantic event of the week, Calica Mama's Cantina Mariachi Night. Looking for a fun date night? The Day of the Dead themed restaurant, Calica Mama's Cantina in Anaheim, is hosting a mariachi night on Thursday, March 16th, 7 to 9 p.m. There will be live music from the Mariachi Divas, an all-female Grammy Award-winning mariachi band. Enjoy yummy food and cocktails before dancing the night away at Calica Mama's Musical Fiesta. And the family event of the week, Sweet Street Dessert Festival. Downtown Anaheim invites you and your whole family to the Sweet Street I knew I was going to have a tongue twister here. Sweet Street Dessert Festival on Saturday, March 18th from 5 to 9 p.m. This free festival transforms the Center Street Promenade into every dessert lover's dream. Indulge in classic ice cream, chow down on delicious toffee, munch on handcrafted cookies, and so much more. Vendors will also have dessert-inspired jewelry, stickers, and arts and crafts. Dessert-inspired jewelry. I hope I don't switch the wrong things and eat the jewelry because it looks so good. And I just throw that out there for you because, I have beaten anorexia and I love sweets. And I'm going to have to check this one out, the Dessert Street. That's the On the Town segment brought to you by our friends at Visit Anaheim. Every week at this time, again, they share with us one of these tremendous opportunities. We get the major event of the week. We get a romantic event of the weekend. We get the family event of the week. Let's get back to our workshop. So we're chatting this morning about retiring. And I know some of you are a little bit young for retirement. I'm old, so I'm thinking about it. Not ready to retire yet. I probably got another 15, 20 years, give or take. Maybe not. But the bottom line is we talked about earlier the bad investments. Do you know what that bad investment was? I didn't even mention what the name of that bad investment was. How much you would deposit in an investment with that you can determine the amount of monthly contributions and length of time for each of the contributions to continue. You can pay more than the minimum monthly contribution, but not less. If you attempt to pay less, the financial institution keeps all the previous contributions. The money in the account is not liquid. The money deposited in the account is not safe from loss of principal. Each contribution made to the account results in less safety of principal. The money deposited in the account earns 0% rate of return. Your income tax liability increases with each new contribution. And when the plan is fully funded, there is no income paid out to the investor. You know what that's called? A mortgage. A mortgage. So why do I keep promoting the idea of getting a bigger mortgage? Well, because I've shared with you the spreadsheet, the chart on what happens when you have a large mortgage and you continue continue growing it. Right? The bottom line here is as your mortgage continues to grow, you're taking all the equity out because it's saving you. It's a benefit to you, and you're putting. And I'd say leave 25% behind. That's a good number to leave behind in your equity. It helps with your interest rates and whatnot. But the bottom line here is we want you to continue pulling that money out of the property. Why? Well, because the bottom line is that we've just set up an investment for you. Now, when you get to the retirement age, you're going to say to me, okay, Ron, what am I going to do? How do I retire with this? Because I've got a big mortgage and I've got this insurance policy. What do I do? Well, you start borrowing from the insurance policy. When you borrow from the insurance policy that, remember, has $4.76 million in it. 4.76. So when you borrow from that policy, basically what's happening there is you don't have a taxable event because it's a loan. You got to pay it back. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what is our monthly distribution? Well, if we took 5% distribution, 5%, well, that's $19,836 a month. I said that you're going to retire on $18,000, but I just did $19,836. Right? So you've got a boatload of money right there. Basically, why did that happen is because I think when I changed the appreciation and that compounding, it brought it up. So, yeah, well, give or take a little bit. So let's just, what if I move that back to 5% growth on the property? The numbers are going to change. Yeah, that's what it is. So I did a 5.35. If you move it down to 5%, just round it off, we have $18,321 a month coming in. Now you might say, okay, well, Ron, $18,321. How am I going to live on that in 30 years? Well, I don't know what the numbers that you're going to need are in 30 years. That's $220,000 a year. Most people are not earning that right now, but it's $220,000 a year. Now, you say, Ron, I got a mortgage though. You're right. So the mortgage on that is going to be about $10,000 a month. That's 6% mortgage rate. So where do you get the money to pay it? Well, you paid out of that $18,000, so you still have $8,000 a month. Oh yeah, and you get the tax write-off if there is any in 30 years for that. So now what are you doing? Now you have the opportunity, because you've got almost $4.4 million in a side account. You say, well, I want to pay off my mortgage. I want to have my mortgage paid off. I don't want to have a mortgage when I'm retired at this point. Write a check, because you've got that money in the side account. $4.4 million is in that insurance policy. Write a check to pay off the $1.7 million mortgage. Write a check. You can do that. It's not a problem. You borrow the money from the insurance policy. Now, why is it that the institutions don't like that? Why is it the regulators don't like this? Because I've just shared with you how to retire without the 401k, without the IRA, without tax liability, most likely. They don't get any more money from you. And what's the idea of the 401k? The idea of a 401k is you put $1,000 in there, it grows to $10,000. If you pay taxes on the $1,000, well, 40%, that means you're paying $400 in taxes. If it grows to $10,000, you pay 40%. Oh, you're paying $4,000 in taxes. So guess who won big? The government. In this scenario, we leave the government out of the whole process. Do you think they like being left out of the process? No. That's why you're able to do this. Now, what is our distribution if we pay off the mortgage? Oh, it went down to $12,000 a month. Think about that concept. Now, we do a lot of these different strategies with our friend Todd Halterman, and we're going to do a lunch and learn with him coming up at the end of the month. But the bottom line here, just realize that there are strategies to help you when you reach out to get the strategy help, to get that help. Got to make the call. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. That is a plan to retire on $18,000 a month with no 401k, no IRA, and most likely no taxes. Oh, I did mention that you got to pay that loan back. How do you pay the loan back that you've been borrowing? The death benefit of the insurance policy is going to pay it back. And then based on current tax law, I don't know what it'll be down the road, but current tax law, again, no law advice, no legal advice, no tax advice, but current tax law, If you set up your estate properly, you may get a step up in basis. So once that property is appreciated all that way, you don't have to pay a lot of taxes on that when you transfer it to your heirs. Could you buy other property with the money that's in that side account? Of course you can. It's your money. All those things are available when you do some planning, strategic planning. As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.